One. Hello, hello. Welcome to another Novosphere community update. It is March 25th, 2019, and the alarm just rang for the meetup. So, perfect timing. We don't have too many people this time, but we're just gonna do the usual rodeo. Asphyxia is gonna come on to give a technical update. Brian Fix is gonna uh, give an update in the progress of the foundation, and now just wrap things up with whatever's left. So, Asphyxia?
Yeah, sure. So earlier this week, we launched a feature regarding the user feed. So what this allows people to do, it's basically a Twitter-like system where you're able to follow people and have their posts appear in an aggregated view. And so the posts that you see are not necessarily threads themselves; they might just be replies to a thread. Um, Now, one of the next things that we're looking to roll out that's very similar to this has to do with some of the refactoring we had talked about at some of the previous meetings. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is allowing people to subscribe instead of directly to a sub, giving them the ability to subscribe to hashtags.
Mm-hmm.
And so this sort of again puts the onus on the user to choose sort of what direction they want to use the platform in. So for example, if they were to subscribe to the hashtag EOS, any posts that were made, so when I say posts, I mean like threads that were made in e/EOS would implicitly get the hashtag EOS, so it would show up in the hashtag EOS, as
Mm-hmm.
well as like if someone were to make a post, let's say in a completely different thread in, let's say, any of these other projects like EOS Cafe, if they were to make a post in a thread in that sub, but they were to include hashtag EOS, it would also show up in the hashtag view. So the hashtag view does try to achieve something different than the sub view. And I think what it'll boil down to is there are some users who are just going to prefer using strictly only subs, and they're not really going to care too much about the hashtags themselves. There are going to be
Mm-hmm.
some users who really only care about the hashtags and they don't really care too much about the subs themselves. And some people will actually like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think really what we're trying to do here is, give a lot of flexibility to the user. And then lastly, as like a follow-up to that, once that's been integrated, um, what we're going to be doing is improving again, trying to address some of the second class citizenship of the anonymous users and making
Mm-hmm.
it so that anonymous user IDs also have a user profile that's associated with them, which makes it easy to see the posts that were made under this anonymous ID.
Yeah.
And as well, it'll make it so that, for example, you can follow an anonymous ID and have their posts appear in the feed.
Mm-hmm.
And just to clarify, anonymous IDs can be easily regenerated very arbitrarily. All you have to do is click that set ID button, and then you can just click new after that and just regenerate a new ID. So you're never stuck to with using the same ID, and you can freely change it as you see fit.
Right.
So
Right.
the subscribe feature for tags should be being rolled out sometime very early, either next week or near the end of this week.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. So I was on the Tribe TV Dapathon yesterday, which went great. We got a lot of positive feedback for ES discussions for our DAP. And one of the things I mentioned is that we kind of see Reddit users using doorway accounts, and like that's like our way of trying to not only be the Reddit of EOS, but trying to be better than Reddit itself, right? Like a lot of things Reddit users do are not really supported that well. Am I cutting out? Yeah, I think I cut out a
Yeah,
little.
you cut out for a moment there. Maybe if you could restart that like sentence or two.
Yeah, so we see a lot of Reddit users using doorway accounts, and we see like, our Photoshop battles. Like the photos don't actually show up. You have to click on the link to see the picture. Like there's like again, we're not just trying to be the Reddit of EOS styles. We try to actually be better than Reddit. Like the ultimate goal is actually have a Reddit competitor that's on par, uh, and that could actually beat Reddit, right? And I think a lot of the features we're building on right now is gonna be great for that. So yeah, anything else to add, Asphyxia?
In terms of the technical side, I think that's about it. Maybe you can cover some of what occurred at the Dapathon and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So yesterday was the Dapadon. Lots of people were watching. I think it was like 130 people concurrently. So like a lot of big name dApps were there. Sense was there. Infiniverse was there. A lot of these projects we already covered. So it was really cool to see that and like interact with the people the application that we cover and kind of build a connection with them. I think now that I reach out to them, they kind of have a face to connect to the application. Like it's building that relationship, right? Tribe is a lot more. Tribe community is very positive. They're very supportive. Like, hey, anytime you guys have any announcements, anything you guys want to push, just drop us a link. We'll definitely help you push it. So that was great. And like I said before, lots of positive feedback from every corner. From EOS New York, who came on to do an AMA, from EOS Venezuela, which is the I'm cutting out again. From EOS Venezuela, that was the just today actually came on to do an AMA. Just generally, like everyone that have interacted with the dApp significantly have left positive feedback. So that's great to hear, and it's really really exciting to see that happening. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Uh, yeah, am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing things, but not exactly sure what.
We had some technical difficulties, but
Ah, yes, yes, yes. We also Peter has to bring up the unhappy part of the story.
you are always bringing the happy parts, so somebody has to do it.
Sure,
He's a
you
yin
actually
to my yang.
reminded me of something that I guess I missed covering in our more technical side of the updates. So we recently integrated something called the Transit API, and basically what this is it's a general wallet API that tries to basically provide a common interface for multiple EOS wallets to interact under. So for developers of like dApps, this is really good because it means they don't have to write a bunch of different code for every single dApp that they try to interact with. They really only need to write code once, and then they can plug in providers for different wallets as those wallets write their provider code for transit. So at this time we support Scatter and Links, and in the very near future we'll probably support Ledger as well, since there's already a transit package for Ledger. Although there is currently some problems with Chrome in Ledger and likely any Chromium deviants in Ledger, which has to do with an update with that. So I think there's some work by the EOS New York guys in terms of trying to resolve that problem. Um, in regards to Transit and us, though, we have noticed one small bug with integrating Transit, which currently, if you're using links at this point in time and you try to start a thread, you'll find that you're unable to. And currently, we're investigating this. But aside from that, we haven't had any significant reports with any other major issues. So as of late, if you're noticing anything strange is not working, or if it doesn't seems like something's off, please let us know so we can at least take a look into it and potentially maybe there's a bug there that we can get squashed. But yeah, I think that covers it in terms of the transit update that we recently just did.
So yeah, the transit update solved one problem, which was the scatter not detecting problem, which is it's kind of annoying. But first integration, it kind of uncovered a lot of bugs. But I'm sure it will be better in the future. Yeah. So Peter, do you have anything to add to that?
No, it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, that's actually a really interesting thing is that like the AMA was happening today, and the person Alberto from EOS Venezuela couldn't log in, But luckily, because we don't require EOS account to use the form, still good, still good, still pretty went pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I think went very well, I would say, considering the small problems we have, because
Hmm.
he could pose only as an anon, yeah. So,
Yeah. So yeah, there's gonna be more things happening where these AMAs are great in that they do require a little bit of background work, like communicating with everyone and getting graphics done, but they're pretty easy to host, right? So we can have multiple happening, and it will be okay. And this is like a really good way to drive community activity. Really like let the project leaders know. Um, Project leaders know how to work the form and how to start tipping, engage them in the form as well. So I think we're gonna have a lot more of these in the future. If you have anyone that you would like to hear from, uh, drop the name and maybe we could try to get them on. Maybe we could even get Brock Pierce. I think that would be he seems like a pretty open guy to like doing community stuff. So I think that would be cool if you get him on.
yeah. I think it's a good idea, because those AMAs are quite nice because, you can safely spam different Telegram channels with the news and nobody
Mm-hmm.
mind.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is the good thing about it, because people don't feel like you are spamming them.
Mm-hmm.
People feel like you are providing a news, which is valid news and interesting news. So this is quite safe marketing tool, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's a drive a good bit of activity on the forum as well. So,
Yep, definitely.
um, so yeah, Ro just say something. Blank box at the top of the thread for a jump to instead relying people to change the URL. Not sure what you mean by that. Blank box at the top of the thread for a jump to.
Maybe if you're done, Jack,
Mm-hmm.
either Paul or Brian update on the setup of the foundation. We had someone earlier in the chat asking about it today.
Sure, I'll give the update. So the good news is that the paperwork that I was required to submit was received. The physical copies finally received by the like all the things I need to do besides one piece that was needed some clarification from them. So which it seems like we may be able to do electronically, assuming that we can get a certified true copy scanned and delivered to them. But so we're at a point where they have all my documents. I expect that Brian's documents will. He ended up
Yeah,
resending them
I
using the same
resent all my
method.
documents about a week ago, and hopefully they should arrive within the next day or two.
Right. So we found at least a somewhat I don't know if reliable is the right word, but a way to get them documents. So DHL seems to be the way to go with Mauritius, just for future reference for anyone.
I told you to buy a ticket and go there in person.
I know. We
I
we
think
were
it will be
realizing
faster and probably cheaper in the long run.
it's probably true. Anyhow, they have what they need now. They need one document for me to actually open the bank account, which is this letter of reference from a lawyer saying that I'm a real person and not like a bad person. So that's been challenging to find a lawyer willing to lie about that. But no, it's good. We have it. It's just I'm having to have my lawyer friends who are busy. It's a pain in the ass for them because they actually have to get it notarized and deal with it. So anyhow, getting it going, and if I don't have that notarized copy of the lawyer letter today, it'll probably be tomorrow, and then we'll get it to Mauritius, and it will ultimately have to send that physically to them, but they can at least get started with the scanned true copy of it. So once they have that, then it's just a matter of once they assume they approve our bank account, it's a matter of wiring them our foundation, which we're prepared to do, and we should be a business. So that's sort of what I got. Any other additions to that, Brian?
Nope, that's all.
Okay.
You covered it very well.
Cool, cool. Seems like we have a lot of people today. All the usuals at least. And I'm back. I know I cut out there. Yeah, look, we have a lot of community members today. Do you guys have anything to add? We're always doing a feature requests chat. So in terms of like further marketing, we do have metal packaging token coming this Thursday, AMA. That's gonna be bring a good influx of traffic to Sub because they're also doing a airdrop the day after the AMA starts. And one of the things that they're doing is that they're driving people to the forum to claim the token. It's one of those claimable token things. I'm not sure if you guys seen it, where you have to do some kind of transaction with the token in order to actually keep them. We made it very easy to tip people, so they decided to use our form as one of the two ways to do the claim tokens. So Hivemind just said it. Wrote, I may have missed it. I keep disconnecting. Yep, I'm back. Now I'm gone. The Hivemind wrote, I may have missed it as I came in a bit late, but where do we stand with the ads feature? So I think the ads, again, is pretty much done. Asphyx has been really good with the back end. Now just kind of waiting on the front end work to be done. Koplu has done a fantastic job so far. But there is, he has his schedule, his personal life, and he's in the process of a transition. So that's why the front end development has kind of slowed down a bit. But hopefully, I think it's safe to say we will have it done by the end of next month. What do you guys think? Asphyxia?
Yeah, I think that might be a good deadline to put on it in terms of at most expectation. I think we in terms of when it would be launching, I'd say probably sooner than that. But yeah, I think it should to say the least, it should be launched by the end of next month.
Yeah.
I would expect it to be more towards early or mid next month.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well because that's gonna bring a good bit of value to the Atmos token. Obviously, there's two things. Actually, there's two kind of revenue generators. One of them is gonna be Sooner, which is the account redeeming with Atmos and the ad system, and then obviously we have the side state. From staking Atmos, you get the transaction fees from the transactions being done on side state. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Those two things. Yeah. Okay, so if there's nothing else to add, I'm gonna end the recording. We'll continue in the chat and on voice. It's just that the recording will be finished. So anything else to add, team?
No, I think that's about it.
Cool.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys,
that's
for
all.
listening.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, all right. I'll catch you guys next week. See ya.